You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Look, Casey, you can't
else.
just rush into things.
No, I can't jump on it.
This is starting out great. All right. Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Hi there, nice to meet you. My name's Tom.
Casey, say your
Yeah.
name. So the one crying is Casey, and I'm Bryce. Hello. Welcome. If you're still with us, God bless.
If you're still watching at this moment, it's all been edited out. Right. So, this evening we are talking about multiple topics. I believe one of them is exams,
Yes.
because that was not something that...
You guys sound like such knobs. It's like, and today, I believe we're talking about, what is it? Is that right, Dean? Okay. Dating. Like,
It's like
come
the
on.
news.
You can put your personality in it. It's like the news. We are on the... Thank you.
I don't have much of a personality.
Casey did for you, don't worry.
I'm gonna be serious. I'm just gonna not say anything.
No, it's fine. Just... That's quality entertainment. Thank you.
We're so ruining this whole thing. The implications of exams. That's the question. The burning question.
Crying?
Crying.
What you need to do is you need to cry, and you let the tears fall, and when they hit closest to whatever you're going to bubble in for the answer, whether it be A, B, C, D, E, whatever, the closest one to the teardrop is normally the answer.
That only works if you have multiple choice questions, though.
Yeah. Our exams.
Yeah, but you see, if you have a writing portion of it, normally it'll spell out the words "you failed" or "help me." So you have a 1 out of 2 shot.
Okay. Are we not a fan of exams then, Bryce? I take it.
Oh no, I'm great with exams, but it's just they're stupid.
Okay. Why are they stupid?
Because they normally test your knowledge on something you've learned for like 3 days, possibly, and you can't judge a person's intelligence over the topic of something you just taught them a couple days ago, because it's not fair. Because there's people like me who can understand it in like an hour and be completely prepared, while there's some people who it takes them a long time to process the information. So,
Is your exam
Yep.
system a lot different to ours?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I'm not going to ask about it. I don't care that much. No offense. Casey,
Yeah.
what are the implications of exams to you? Like, obviously, it's been a while.
It hasn't been that long, thank you very much. About 4 years since I took my last exam.
What are the implications of exams to you?
Not a lot, because the exams I did have no relevance to what I do now, so...
you get tested every day in your life. I don't want to hear it.
What?
You've never heard that word?
No.
What, you get tested every day in your life?
Oh, well, maybe it's...
It was just...
Yeah.
No, I dropped out doing my A2s because what I was studying... I enjoyed what I was studying and I wanted to study it, but it had no relevance to what I wanted to do later on in life, so I left.
So what did you
What a
do
rebel.
after you left?
I went and trained to be a hairdresser. That's what I wanted to do.
What a rebel.
But no, I was doing psychology, business studies and art.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it does.
business studies, maybe, but the art and psychology.
They normally tell you your problems when you're cutting their hair.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have really helped me then go and train to do what I wanted to do.
Sure.
So, my perspective, it was like, there's not much point in staying. And I spoke to the connections, people that come to school.
Yeah.
And said to them, it's like, look, I'm doing these subjects. It's like, I enjoy doing them, but they've got no relevance to what I want to do later on. We had a talk, and I said to them, it's like, this is what I want to do. I know that I'm not going to be doing it straight away. It's like, I've got to work up through it. So it's like, effectively, I'll be working and just sweeping the floors and making cups of tea and coffee and answering the telephone. And they were like, fine, you understand what you're, that I've actually looked into what I'm going to be doing. They said, like, fine, you made a valid reason. It's like, we'll sign your, release forms. So I left. I was given a 6-week window, though, obviously if I didn't like doing what I was doing, I could go back. Yeah, they were
that's
really
a lot
supportive.
different.
It's just like people think like, oh, I just want to leave, I don't like it. It's like, well, there's going to be loads of things in life that you're not going to like, but you still got to do them to pay the bills. Nobody really wants to work, but you have to buy food.
Yeah.
This is true.
So, are we saying that exams aren't particularly helpful?
If it's in something you want to do, yes, because then you're going to get a piece of paper that says you can do it. Like if you want to be a mathematician or, I don't know, a bioengineer or something like that, you get the things that say, yes, you can do this. And then you can progress on to like university and so on and get it that way. But general things like French, I don't know, like having a degree in French doesn't really help you if all you're going to do is like work in Tesco's or, you know, work in a factory or something like that, where you're never going to speak French or read French ever again.
See, you guys, you have testing and stuff that's completely different, because our exams come at the end of the semester that test everything we know over the courses that we've taken, that we have to take. We're required to take them. We don't get a choice in what we take, besides like minor differences. So when you guys say exams, I'm thinking of the end of the school year, taking these big, stressful exams that normally take pretty much all day. But when you guys were saying that, I was thinking tests originally, like tests and quizzes. Because essentially, we call them all the same thing.
An exam, when we refer to an exam, we're talking at the end of a year, for depending on what age you are, because obviously we're talking for my year, I've only got four subjects that I study for, but I have 9 exams in total. So I have some have 2 exams, one has 3 for this subject. So we're talking end of year, everything that you've learned from that year gets examinated in about 1 or 2 papers. So we're talking the big stressful ones that everyone hates. And then we'd probably say a test is something that you'd say at every end of I don't know, say 7 weeks. Every 7 weeks you get a test.
Really?
Not like a big test. It's like a small test. End of topic tests is what we'd call them.
Yeah, it's like it all works towards your final thing, but it's our testing is done in units. So you have unit 1, unit 2, and so on. There's normally between 6 and 12 units per subject. So if you're doing science, you'd learn 6 weeks worth of work, do the small test at the end of it. Higher papers are A, B's and C's. Intermediate papers are C, D and E. So
Interesting, because we learn our material in about a span of a week normally. And then we have a big test on it that goes towards our final grade or whatever, but that big test covers what we've learned in the past week or the past 3 days or whatever the teacher decides on the curriculum we were supposed to learn, and then we get tested over that. We have a test essentially every week in each class we have.
no, see, ours isn't like that at all.
Ours is like 1 exam at the end of the year, basically, or summer units, which is what Casey was trying to describe. So we'd have some subjects are just 2 exams at the end of year. That's it. That's your final grade. If you do shit, you do shit. Sorry for swearing. If you do badly, you do badly. And that's it. You know, you can resit next year, but you have to resit the whole year if you do really badly. And some are modular, so that would be linear if you have 2 exams at the end of the year, and some exams are modular, which means as soon as you've learned unit 1, which could be, say for maths, that could be differentiation and integration and another thing, all goes into unit 1. So that would be after 3 months or 2 months or something like that. And then you'd have you'd learn 3 more subtopics, and then you'd have an exam on that, and then the exam result all goes towards the end grade that you get.
Huh.
And then you do your final like GCSE thing, and it will cover all the topics that you've already learned, but not necessarily the same questions, or the same question in a different asking, to see that you understand fully.
Interesting.
A lot of modular ones, you can retake them if you fail.
Modular
Oh no!
one-
Wait. You fail it. You fail it.
Yeah, so it's you fail, but you don't fail everything, if that makes any sense. It's like you
Oh no!
just-
You pretty much fail everything.
yeah, no, here it's if you like say you miss two modular exams because of not being at school, or you're ill, or whatever, and you don't resit them, they're just deducted from your final mark. So if you were going to get a B, you'd then only get a C or a D because you've missed out two modules.
Yeah.
You don't fail the entire thing just because you've missed a module. Just
That's
makes it
nice.
harder. It just makes it harder to pass with a good grade, basically.
Yeah.
So what?
That sounds a lot nicer, to be
My
honest.
question is, obviously with the exam system being different, but what is the scariest part of exams?
Preparation.
Why?
Well, because you're never taught a set way to prepare for a test or an exam or whatever. You have to figure it out on your own how to do it. And if they don't do it right, you're sunk. But then even if you do it right, you could essentially kill yourself over it because of how much it goes into it. So,
Sure.
So again, so this is another thing that I think is really weird with your schooling system, because I don't know if Tom was, but in the schools I went to, we were taught different ways of learning, or like revising. So it's like, I think it's called kinesthetic learning or something like that. Where it's,
Kinesthetic.
that's it, kinesthetic. Where it's, I think
aesthetic learning?
No, it's where you're learning through visual. Yeah, and there's other ones. So we're taught different ways. Like there's audio learning, visual learning, and basically just copying down your notes again, and you learn by repetitive action.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned that, but that's from like personally learning that. That's not them teaching us.
Yeah, so we were taught that I think I was taught that in year 8.
I think that we were given a list of ways that people have revised in the past. Like at the very beginning, they were like, you should know what works best for you, but here are some suggestions. That was how our school always did it. They were like, so yeah, Casey listed most of them. So obviously you've got an audit learner, which is someone who learns by listening to basically what the teacher said, or watching a video on YouTube and listening to it, or like audiobooks. The visual person who sees things, the person who does it through movement. So a lot of people would like put stuff around their room, and that would remind them to like look at a note or something. And then there was other ones like the copying down, but there was also the reader, someone who learns just from reading. The lucky people with like photographic memory, bastards.
Shut your mouth.
In case he's just like, look at me, I'm perfect.
Well, no, because for me that worked against me, because I remembered all the unnecessary information. Is that rather than just?
But you remembered everything.
Yeah, but then when you're trying to find the right answer, you're having to reread an entire page in your mind just to find the sentence that is correct.
Oh, I wish I had that struggle.
Well.
You know that when you're reading it and you can just see the whole page. Yeah, I wish that I could see that page. I can't even see the page that tells me the year that this person was alive in.
I'm
and
literally, I can't even see the video right now, is what I'm saying. I literally can't even see what's in front of me.
I'm like, what
What is this?
What was the question? What was the question? Oh, I think it's talking about chickens. And actually the question was probably about water sports.
But no, fine. Think of it from this way though. Is you get the ones about the trains travelling the same direction. It's like, where will the trains meet? And it's like they word it out. It's like Sharon is on train A and it is travelling at 27 miles per hour. It's like Jeff is on train B. It's travelling at 24 miles an hour.
Hang on, no.
It's going in the same direction.
Let me stop you right there. In exams, they never use. Did you say Sharon?
Yes.
Sharon and Jeff. They never use that. It's more
Sharon.
like it's like Gudwara and Fatima. It's like, let's be honest, they choose the most multi-diverse range of names.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm just using them.
Carry on. Sorry, yeah, carry on.
But yeah, so I've got all that information in my head as well, and I'm trying to find out what the answer is, and I'm reading back, and you just get bogged down because you're thinking about Sharon and Jeff and what they're doing on the train.
What are you doing here, Sharon?
Yeah, it's like, I
Sharon!
don't need you, I just need the equation.
What are you doing here? Jeff, is that you? Oh my god, we've met!
And then don't you hate it? Don't you hate it when you get to another question and it's like the same people? And it's like, Sharon, what the heck are you doing at Costco? I thought you were on the train. It's like, why are you buying 48 bananas?
This is the
It's like,
question.
what the heck?
Who buys 48 bananas whilst shopping for watermelons? I'm like, what kind of party is this? Why wasn't I invited?
But it's all that like bogged down information that I get stuck
Yeah.
with. So trying to find the correct answer takes me longer because I've got to rerun through everything I've learned already just for that one short answer of it's X times 2 or whatever.
But you'll
surely
get the right answer in the end.
you don't have to use your photographic memory though. Surely you can you know how to do it as well. Like, I don't know, like, this is just a question, right?
No, this is the problem I have. It all goes in, trying to get it out is a problem. Just with texting. But no, this is the problem I have with texting though. Because I've thought out the sentence in my head, but it all comes out in one go, and that's the reason why I miss letters or you get random words because I'm trying to put it in a long line.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Tom is just completely wrecked by that.
Ooh.
Isn't that a band? No, that's Smashing Pumpkins. My bad.
Are you okay there, Bryce?
I'm fine.
Do you need some assistance? Actually, no, I'm not going to offer my assistance to you. That sounds a little bit wrong, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Just a little bit. Tom, I think just wrong. Just stop. We're going. We're just gonna be like, okay. So we finally finished the topic. The year is 2026. It's
Right,
like we all are no longer taking things.
Right, exams.
And then there's like that one person who was like, I was trying to learn.
What's your take on exams then?
My take, I like exams. I don't get particularly stressed by them because I don't see the point of getting stressed. Like, if you get stressed, you're not particularly productive. Like, I know stress produces glands that make you more productive, but let's move on from the science behind what makes you more productive. People become stressed, and I find it funny because obviously I'm not particularly affected by them. Like, I revise for them, I do my work, and what I quite like is seeing the other people around me who just don't like it. They're kind of like, oh, are you really nervous? I'm like, not really. Have you done much revision? Not really. But am I stressed? No, not really. That's the thing for me. Like, I don't get stressed, and I'm not perfect at any subject by any stretch, but I'm quite fortunate in the fact that I'm good enough to get by.
I like how would you put it? Even if I do badly in an exam, it's like I've done it. I've got a result of what I do or don't know, regardless of whether it's a pass or a fail. This is how much I know about the subject, and I find that interesting.
The best thing is the relief once it's over. Like, without that, you don't have the relief.
Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. I don't like them. I think they're very silly. I think they cause unnecessary stress, especially when they're forcing you to learn so much in so little time to take a huge test, or at least they do here. Apparently the way you guys are talking, yours is much more planned out. Ours are normally spontaneous. We go in on Monday, and they're like, we're going to learn this, this, and this, and then we're going to have a test Wednesday. and it's
Yeah.
like
It's not
this
like
is unnecessary. If we actually were prepared, if we actually knew what we were doing ahead of time, and were like told, like it would make much more sense. There wouldn't be as much stress. Tom, shut up.
I do think
I think they're
that's
silly.
So,
It
for your
is.
perspective, it's like there are certain people that will have learned that information, like you're saying,
Hmm.
will have learnt the information, but their brain hasn't processed it yet and stored it in a usable
Mhm.
form. So it's like, therefore, it's like it might take them another couple of weeks for it to sink in and think, oh yeah, I know that.
That's where I'm lucky, where I can actually get something in like an hour, but our classes only last an hour, 30 minutes, hour, something like that. So like I'm lucky because as long as we get started and we learn the material, I'm good. I can do it myself, I understand. But then there's people that need the time to process and put things together and stuff like that, and that's where it gets really unfair for them, because if I'm struggling and I understand stuff, I can only imagine what's going on in their mind. So
American mentality, it's like cattle farming. It's like breed it up, get it out.
yeah, pretty much.
I knew Tom would laugh at that.
I tried so hard. I tried so hard to not, but
Well, what was that, Tom? Next topic?
that was next topic.